Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. In this episode, we play around with light rays and GoPro underwater photos. Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. My name is Serge Ramilly. I'm a French photographer living in the amazing, the incroyable city of Paris, France. And I make 2 tutorials per week. Click here if you want to get the raw files of all my episodes. You'll get to subscribe to my newsletter and receive all kind of promotions from me. And click here if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In last episode, I showed you how to make a vertorama. That's like a panorama, but from down up, plus some really cool tricks on retouching. This week, I'm going to show you how we can improve JPEGs taken with GoPros with very nice underwater photos and playing around with light rays and other lights effects. That's some of the final results. All right, so let's go under the water and do this. Very quick things, guys, before we get started. I just want to make a game with you to promote my work. If you go to facebook.com/photosurge, this is my Facebook page for my work. On the top here, if you go here, you see there is a following message, 3 dots. You click on share. And this is going to share my page on your followings. If you do get 20 likes on that share, and you send me a little email to support@photosurge.com, I will send you for free the Volume 1 Lightroom presets worth $27 for free, called Chic. It's a really cool preset for portraits. And voila, it's just a little quick game to promote my work. Thank you so much for helping me, and now to the tutorial. All right, so first of all, I want to thank Brandon Bannister, brandonbannister.com, to send me his files from a GoPro that he used for underwater photography. You can follow him on Instagram on Sir Brandon, @SirBrandon on Instagram also. All right, so he gave me some files from his GoPro. He was doing underwater photo, and I wanted to see how I could get the best out of GoPro photo using Lightroom. And you will see that it's pretty interesting because GoPro photos are not RAW files. I'm used to work with RAW files. RAW files have a lot of hidden information that you can pull out. And you will find that what's going to make the difference on making your JPEG pop, whether it's GoPro or other thing, is really the local adjustments. All right, so let's start. First photo, I'm going to do 3 photos. The first photo, I'm going to open up the shadows, but check it out. When you open up the shadows, because it's not a RAW file, there's not much happening. Then I'm going to bring on the highlights. It's okay, but it's not like day and night. There's not much happening. That's because it's a JPEG and it doesn't have so much hidden information. So let's do the white. Okay. Let's do the black. So I'm holding on the Alt key for those who are just coming. When you hold on the Alt key with Lightroom, everything is white until, for example, on the blacks, when you start seeing some pixels, they are 100% black. And you want that. So already I have a lot more contrast on the photo. Now, on the white balance, I think it's a bit too blue, so I'm going to warming up a little bit by adding a bit of yellow and maybe a little bit of magenta, or yeah. Well, it could be interesting to add some green. Add some green and some yellow so it's just not completely blue. Okay? Then, and this is, I think, where this is going to take the photo to the next level. I'm going to lower a bit the exposure to make it darker. And I'm going to relight it using light rays. So I'm going to take a brush. I'm going to make the brush on exposure. Boost the exposure. Flow and density around 80. And I'm going to start off, I'm going to make several rays. So I'm going to click and make one ray here like this. And maybe actually a little bit bigger. Okay, another one a little bit bigger, another one a little bit bigger, like this, starting from where the sun is, right? So to give, so that you have the idea that there's lights coming through the water. Then I'm going to turn it down a little bit, it's a bit too strong. You need to see it, but not completely, something like that. Then I'm going to click on New, and I'm going to lower a little bit the flow and the density. I'm going to make the brush smaller and just add a little more rays in the same places where I did. Okay, and it's going to look very strong at first, so then I'm going to lower until it's more, it's less visible. Something like this. Check it out. Before, after. before, after, and I think raised in the water is interesting. Maybe a little bit here, a little bit here. It's quite important. So you can play around with light rays. You know, maybe I'll make another one. When you have a light ray that you like, you just click on new and you just make another one. Maybe another one here. Maybe another one stronger here and stronger here, something like that. So we want the light rays to come, and it just looks. It just makes the photo. You know, it complexifies the light, and when you complexify the light, what happens? People go, "Wow!" That's what happens. Okay, then you need to do the post-crop vignetting to get some vignetting going on here. And then let's just readjust maybe the exposure a little bit, something like this. So let me show you where we came from. As I already did it before, I'm just going to show you from this. This is where we were from, and this is where we are. If you find I'm putting on purpose the ray a bit too strong, but if you find that they're a bit too strong, you can turn them down. But I'll give you a trick. Show the photo to somebody and see if you notice if there is rays, because when you just did the rays yourself, you know there was no light rays. So when you add them, for you it looks fake. Take a walk or come back 15 minutes later or show the photo to somebody else and says, do you see something special about the photo? He will just, if he says, wow, no, nice, then you know your light rays are good. That's how you know. Okay, next photo. Next photo is this one, a turtle in the water. Now, the problem with this photo is the turtle is like almost invisible because everything is the same color. So we need to get somehow the turtle to come out of this. Let's do my usual workflow, open up the shadows, but you see how shadows and highlights almost doesn't do much? It really doesn't do much, okay? Plus 100, minus 100 compared to a raw file. Then let's do the alt, white, and the black so that we have contrast. The photo is very bright. So already we have a lot of contrast, okay? But now I want to make this, this turtle stick out. So let's see what we could do on this. I'm going to add a lot of magenta on this one, a lot. And I'm going to add a lot of blue or some yellow. Yeah, I don't know, something like this. Okay. No, I'm actually going to go, I think, yeah, I went like this first time. Very blue, the whole photo is very blue and very magenta. And then I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to brush back some magenta. So I'm going to warm up a lot and I'm going to make this turtle really a lot warmer. So I'm going to put my temperature the whole way to the right, increase flow and density to like almost 90. I'm not going to touch so much exposure. And I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to paint the turtle. I'm literally painting the turtle in red. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get these colors back. You see often all the reds are hidden under the water. Everything looks blue. And whenever you can get some red back, well, you're the king. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. You see auto mask was on, but I'm going to turn it off. Because when you turn it off, you can really make sure that everything is red on top. Okay, everything is red. And what I love about, okay, like this. Okay, now if you spill a bit out of the turtle like I'm doing now, then it's not good. It's not good, so you can just click Alt on your brush and it becomes an eraser and you just go around the turtle to make sure you don't, spill anything over. All right. Okay, and now when you come to the head and the arms and the legs, put auto mask on and just paint. This way you're pretty much sure you're just painting just the legs and not so much what's in the water. Okay, I just want to bring some red there. Same thing here. So I'm just trying to make a color contrast between red and blue. Okay, so now it really sticks out. I can even add even more saturation. Something like this, make it a bit lower if it's too much, but I really like it. I really want the turtle to stick out. So now I got a red turtle sticking out in blue water. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to use the Rigel filter the way Adobe intended the use of the filter to be done. What I mean by that is the default settings for the Rigel filter used to be invert mask was off and feather was at 50. You would draw a circle. So I'm going to draw a circle around the turtle. I'm going to put it on exposure. And the idea was I'm going to lower the exposure. The idea was this. This was the idea of Adobe, was to make special vignetting. So you see, everything is at 0 except exposure, which is minus. So everything around my circle is dark. Okay, I want to feather it a lot. So everything is dark around except where the turtle is. So you're making like a sort of a vignetting, a homemade vignetting. And I think on this photo, it really works well because we want the turtle to stick out. Check it out. This is where we came from. This is where we came from. And this is where we are. Okay, quite a change. Now we really see the turtle sticking out. Okay, last photo, but same technique. I'm gonna, all right, open up the shadows, bring down the highlights. Almost doesn't do anything. Then I'm gonna do my white point and the black point. Now, I don't like this, I want to make a color contrast between this plant and the rest. So first thing, I think the entire photo is way too green. So what's the opposite of green? It's the good old magenta. Okay, so I think I'm going to go like this, plus 66. And then I'm thinking I'm going to add some more blue, something like this. Voila. All right, and let's do a bit of more contrast on this one. All right, so now you can also paint with it. You know what, I don't like it. It's still very washed out. I think it's still too green. I'm going to add a lot more magenta, and I'm actually going to go the opposite. I'm going to add back some yellow. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm going to add back some real yellow. All right, so now it's interesting. And same thing, I'm going to take a Rigel filter, make a big Rigel filter, put it on exposure. It looks weird for now. Okay, not invert mask. I want everything to be dark except this. And you can even play around. You can even play around with the color outside. I could add some blue outside of the circle. I could just make it a tiny more blue. So now we've got a really blue against yellow, which are two opposite colors, and it really sticks out. Maybe add a little bit of clarity and a bit of vibrance. And voila, we retouched a few GoPro photos. So let me show you the before on this one. Now this is maybe a bit too much. I'm going to lower down the vibrance. But you know, I love when it's, I'm a color addict. I love when it's very colorful. I try to stop it, but it's just, you know, it's a drug. I gotta have these colors saturated. Okay, so this was the before, and this is the after. Okay, so 3 photos retouched with GoPro. I was really impressed by the quality of the GoPro. I think the final results are really, really cool. All right, guys, I hope you like this tutorial. Pretty amazing stuff what you can do with Lightroom. If you have any other ideas or suggestions of tutorials you would like me to do, please leave a comment under that video and I will check it out and do my best to serve you. All right, mesdames et messieurs, au revoir.